Who is this video for? Do you grind your teeth at night? Do you have ear ringing or tinnitus? Do you have tension in your jaws from old operations, history of braces, jaw pain from clenching all the time, grinding your teeth at night, wearing down the enamels? Hi everyone, this is Tim at Wuxing Wellness in White Salmon, Washington, just across the bridge from Hood River in the Columbia River Gorge, situated in Washington and Oregon. And today I'll be sharing a set of movements I designed specifically for relaxing tension in the muscles and the bones of the jaw while helping relax breathing deeper, improving digestion and inner calm. The jaw goes all the way back here. You know, you can feel it, right? You can even feel it with me. Here you have your teeth, upper teeth, and then here you've got some sinuses, and you actually have sinuses up here too. But mostly we're going to be working with the jaw and the areas around the jaw. And I've studied Chinese Qigong, Chinese medicine, Taoist medical arts for over 10 years. And in response to almost every one of my patients needing this exercise, like every single one, young and old. Yeah, I've combined a popular meditation with self-massage techniques I've learned in medical school. Yeah, before we start, we're just going to talk a little bit about bones, why they might be tense or painful. A very interesting article looked at bones and the stress response. So it turns out a hormone released from the bones, again, hormones are these chemicals carried in the blood, very expensive to make, and then guide a lot of reactions in the body, right? So when we're stressed, either we had that cup of coffee because we're trying to really focus, we gotta do this thing, or something shocks us, or it's just everyday life and we're already like this. It actually that releases adrenaline, different hormones, cortisol, norepinephrine, from the adrenal glands, which are these little hats which sit atop the kidneys, which are right in your low back here. And then it actually causes the bone to release a hormone called calcitonin, and then you get the stress response, increasing heart rate, more sugar and blood going to the muscles, less away from the internal organs. So you might feel like, oh, I gotta get up and do something, or this really boring thing that I'm doing is not exciting. But over time, that wears on the bones and the generative hormones. So the sex hormones, those things that give you a libido, or calm, or cool, confidence. It's like I'm here, I'm present, I'm totally here, and I'm in my power. That's a different place. There's a place of being alert but calm. Those are more of the sex hormones, testosterone, DHEA, again. Those are the things that are building the bones, building the muscles. When we're stressed, it's drawing on the bones. Bones produce a hormone, and then we get the rapid heart rate. So a lot of bone pain then is a result of chronic stress. You start to degrade the bones. Can be a nutritional thing, not enough protein, not enough movement. Bones are like muscles. When we press into them, or when we vibrate them through exercise, they're the vibrations. It creates these little micro cracks, and we're just about to jump in here in the bone models that get stronger. And many people aren't thinking about bones like muscles, but they are. They need to be worked, otherwise they go dead. And when they go dead, you get rot. And when they rot, you hurt. So, and you lose the bone. So we got to exercise them, give them like some challenging stimulation to the point that it's like somewhat tender, and here we go. Okay, bones then able to receive more nutrition and become stronger and be less like, you know, this and that, and you know, it's like, ooh, they're brittle now. It's like, no, we don't have to get there, you know. And I've seen this, you know, people who do the regular movement, especially weight-bearing exercise, even if they had brittle bones, they can go from having brittle bones to being a lot more grounded. And when we think of that, you know, bones are not just from a physical sense, they're the most dense, hard, we say yin thing. But there's a spiritual idea that the more, the more in your bones you are, the more able you are to receive the spirit. So that's a translation of some very ancient ideas. So let's go into this. Hey everyone, before we jump in, just because I'm self-conscious and a perfectionist, you'll notice that my teeth are not perfect. And I feel like for this video they should be, right? But for me it's a work in progress too. And I actually have a video where I've been, we're talking about how do you get the teeth to fall into better alignment. It's like self-orthodontistry without the braces. And I do have a video on that, and the work I've done, I do have sustained results, although I want it to be even better. So if I've completed that video, by the time you're watching this, the link will be in the comments. And if it's not done yet, check back in later or reach out to me, send me an email and let me know you want to be the first to know. So first, just stimulating circulation. So we're going to clench the teeth 36 times, just very gently. And let's just do 9 together. So I'm clenching down, not to the point it hurts, but enough so that I can really want to feel the teeth all the way. Why don't we do 36? And then we're gonna swallow. So swallow the spit. 1, 2. We want the spit to go all the way to the stomach, cooling the system. 3. Again, this is regulating the digestion. We're creating these interesting hormones, which are then balancing out pH of the stomach and also regulating the digestion. So good. Next one, we're going to, and we're just going to do 9 each way. But when you practice at home, you want to do 36 or 9 very slowly, but with total integrity. We're going to take the tongue and we're going to swish it between the front of the teeth and the lips. First, we're going to start going to the left. Other way. Swallow 3 times. feel that, warmth, that warm, generative, nourishing substance go all the way down to the stomach. Good. So now we're going to, I forgot, we're going to take the tongue, top of the mouth, and go front to back. So be just behind the teeth, and then all the way to the back. Swallow 3 times. Good. Let's do a part 2. Okay, everyone, here is part 2 of our teeth qigong meditation. Good. Next we're going to pinch the jaws. So here we pinching. We really want to feel this jaw. We might have to go slow at first. So pinching, and it should feel good. We really want to feel this bone, right? Jaw. We're pinching on the outside and the inside. We might even get to the root of the teeth, right? We really want to feel things. It might feel tender if we're not used to it. Really feeling this bone. Oh, a little tender in here, right? Just pinching this bone. Feeling the bone, really putting in some pressure, like I'm grabbing underneath the bone and on top of the bone. So I have both sides of the bone. And then of course we can experiment, right? I really want the whole bone. I want to feel the whole bone. And look, my face is changing color, right? And I see this. I work on people and their face changes color. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And it's because the bone is like holding all that nourishing substance, and you're activating what's in the deep part of the bone. And people get like a facelift. It's like amazing, right? Beauty Secret 101, work with the bones. So here, okay, now I'm at the back. You have these really nice lymph nodes here. This area often hurts right now if I'm, probably like right at the back of the teeth, near the wisdom teeth, right underneath them, and ooh, it's tender there, really tender. So hang out. Good. Now we're in the jaw, ooh, tender. Oh gosh, it's tender. Okay, and now I'm coming up here. This is stomach 5, 6, and 7. These are acupuncture points. Ooh, very tender. So we don't want to think about anything else. Like it's more tender when I'm talking and doing it at the same time. But if I just relax, it feels kind of good. So just want to relax into that and breathe. Remember to breathe. Let your body breathe for you. I'm going to press till we feel the bone. Not just the muscle, but we really want to get to that bone. And we really want to, you can even grab the bone from both sides. Feel the bone. Press in till you feel the bone, or you feel it in the whole bone. It's almost like your bone, you're using your bone to feel the fingertips. So you feel the whole bone active. Good. Good. Okay. So again, you can feel, you could hang out here for a long time. I'm going to move on for the sake of the video, but really, the first time you do this, you could give yourself up to 40 minutes. Just hang out, just feel, just explore, be like, oh my gosh, this poor neglected part of me that's really a part of me. You can think of the bones as the entrance to the authentic self. It's like, oh my gosh, haven't been paying attention. So really give yourself time to nourish yourself in that way. It's like, okay, so now we've got here, let's see, where we, okay, so good. So we're underneath the cheekbone and now we're above the cheekbone here. Oh, and that feels good. So again, we started grabbing the jaw. We did go into the root of the teeth here. And then we worked our way up slowly. We're feeling this, just taking your time. And then we feel the cheekbone here, just above that cheekbone. Now we've got another point here. And we can, sometimes it just feels nice to relax. I have very gentle pressure here. Here I'm pressing in a bit more because the bone's not as used to being active. It's a little inert. It needs some reminder. You're alive, man. Ow. Okay. Now we're gonna get the upper teeth here. So here. I'm trying to feel all the way to the root. And I don't need to be so aggressive, just enough, like I don't want to hurt myself, but I want to, it might feel tender. I want to press in deeply enough that I can feel the entire bone, the bone root, and I press, and then there's still a relaxation in my pressing. So I still feel, wow. Okay. Here, now I'm at my cheeks. And, okay. So there's a point, and now we're working with the ear canal. This is more for the people who have tinnitus. That's from one theory is there's so many theories, but one theory is the actual cells in the ear canal are different bandwidths have been killed off, and so you're now hearing a weird frequency. And so, and this has, you can look online, people doing this self-massage, it works, right? People who stick with it consistently. I mean, you gotta teach the body a new thing. It's like, all right, the body's like, all right, now using these cells again, we better, all right, we're gonna put some energy there. So here, this is what we're doing. We're pressing. Like I'm not pressing, there's some points right in front of the ear, but you can feel they go right into the ear canal. They're just, you see this flap, and then right in front of that flap, you can feel there's a crevice and in the bone, and you're right in the ear canal. So here you can press in. With about moderate pressure. Probably won't be able to hear much after that, so just, but you want to feel, again, enough pressure and then relaxation. You really want to be able to feel the whole area. So, yeah. Again, it might feel a little tender and, be gentle, but if it's tender, that generally means there's some stagnation and it needs circulation. And you're inducing the circulation by giving it a reminder, you're alive, we need you to be open and clear. And that's, and be in the habit of doing it. And it's you gotta, some of this stuff, you gotta stick with it for a certain amount of time until the body learns to do it on its own. Maybe at one time it was very good at it and it just forgot. Or maybe it never learned. You were born this way and your parents were, at some point they forgot or they were born that way. And so it's the body needs a reminder or it needs to learn something new. And that's what we're doing. This is part 3 now. I guess it's just a short recap. And oh gosh, so okay, we'll just finish here. So there's bones here. You can go here above, and then we can just get the whole scalp. Again, you have sinuses up here, so coming here, here, and good. And then there's a point, I can't really get to it, it's gallbladder 20, it's right, it's right at the hollow of the skull. So if you come to the back center of the skull, and then you can feel these 2 ridges on the sides of the back center. And then if you go over those ridges until they kind of drop down into the neck, I'm going outwards towards my arms, and then those ridges, and following the skull. So I'm still on the skull. So I first in the center of the skull, right where it meets the neck, and then I'm not moving up or down. I'm going straight out to the side over the 2 fleshy ridges, and then my fingers drop. And it's right where on the outside of those ridges, right where they go into the neck, and right where the skull meets the neck, there's 2 hollows, and this is called the pool of wind, Feng Chi, wind pond. And this is where we end. It's a very good point for calming the mind, for very good sleep. I'm just gonna hold there. Good. So now, take the arms up, breathing in and out. Breathing in, out. And here, if you're standing is good. As my hands come up, my feet are about shoulder width apart. My hands come up, my heels are sinking to the ground, so I'm getting this whole body stretch. If you're sitting, you can do it with the tailbone sinking, my arms reaching up to the heavens. Now I can even look up, open up the chest, open up the back, and coming back down. In and out. If I'm male-bodied, I'm placing my left hand on my abdomen, right hand on top. Females reversed, right hand on bottom, left hand on top. I'm just going to close out the practice. A slow, deep breath in, and slow, deep breath out. And sit as long as you need to, but at least another 2 breaths. In, out. Finding your own pace. Good. Close that out. Again, if you have severe sleeping issues or tinnitus or teeth grinding or just tension, bone tension in the face, or you just want something that's going to be really grounding, that's going to help with your teeth, help with your beauty, good facelift here. You can do this every single day. If you wake up at night, do it when you wake up at night. If there's something you do before bed, this is a really good thing to do. Maybe turn off your phone and just wrap up the night with this. If you're co-sleeping with someone, teach them the same thing. Be like, honey, we're gonna do something really healthy. It's gonna be good for our beauty. It's, maybe if they're spiritually minded, it's gonna be good for our spiritual health. It's really gonna bond us together. We're connecting, doing something healthy. Again, we did the teeth clenching 36 times. We did the swishing the tongue from the front of the teeth to the back 36 times. Swallowed. So after each of those, we swallowed 3 times, really feeling that nourishing fluid go all the way to the abdomen. You can do that now. No, this is all posted below too. We swirled the tongue 36 times each direction between the front of the teeth and the lips. Looks weird. 36 times to the left, 36 times to the right. This is the correct order, so I know I went a little bit out of order when I did it. And then this should be posted next to my head too. And then we did the jaw massage, so we got whole bone, really spent some time going slowly, light, deeper pressure. We want to feel the whole bone. We want it to be active. We want to feel that warmth in it. It does take some pressure, but not so much that it's like, ooh, this is good, but enough that it's like, oh my gosh, I feel it, right? I feel the whole tooth, the root of the tooth. And it might be, if a place is really dead or you haven't brushed it in a while, you really got to spend, a couple minutes before it comes online. And then the next day it's like resonant. You don't have to do anything. It's just like, oh, just got to tap it. So this might start as a 30-minute routine, and the next day it might be a 10-minute routine. Or you might do it like once every 4 days, because it's like my teeth are resonant. I can feel them. There's a vibration, and that's how you know you've done it right. Is when you hit it. It's like you can feel the resonance. When you start, things could feel dull, but if you do the work to the point you really feel everything, it's like you can feel it, and all of a sudden your face becomes a very clean resonation chamber. And it's like when you speak, when you receive, things are clearer. And that's what we want. We want that strong clarity. So, okay, we're here. I went below the cheekbone, above the cheekbone, and then went to the top teeth, underneath the cheekbone, and it went all the way back. Again, pressing this cheekbone all the way back into the ear canal. This set of points in front of the ear flap. So I'm not in the ear, I'm on the ear. But when I press in through these points, I end up in the ear canal. Very gentle pressure, just the right amount. Good. And do that. You can do that for a minute, but you will feel it. It will feel tender on most of you that need it. Then we start with the cheekbones, start with the sinuses. This is a really good point here. Cheekbones out, up. Now we're up here and underneath. the eyes. Take your time. Above the eyes, right in this bone, you can even press into this little crevice up here. Good. And we're doing the scalp massage, really pressing in, feeling the bone, and then we're ending right at this point, gallbladder 20, when pull, right on the outside of where these neck ridges meet the neck, and right where the skull meets the neck. And then we getting our whole body stretching here. Hands come up as the body moves down, and hands come down, body moves up. Hands on the abdomen, 3 closing breaths, sealing in the chi. Good. Practice as much as you need to. You can do this every day, but know that when you have that resonance, the things are, the pieces are complete. But a lot of you who have the chronic issues, you may need to practice every day because it could be the bones really have been undernourished, and they need to, obviously, you got to nourish them with enough food from the diet, enough protein, enough movement. But this can be a good start, making the bones receptive to even being able to receive that nourishment. And just the process of slowing down has all sorts of benefits too, right? And that's really what we're doing here. So good. Practice, follow these guidelines and consistently, and let me know your results in the comments. If you have any questions or observations, please do share. If you'd like to work with me online or in my clinic in the Gorge, my contact information is below. Just text me or email me, or you can even book through my website. If you're online, probably you'll book my official, it depends, but you go to the official intake. It should be listed under Holistic and Integrative Health. And if we're still running the new client special, you'll find that there. If you find that there, it's probably a good time to jump on because things are getting really busy, and I'm going to take that off soon. So good. All right. Take good care. Be well. Love yourself, and be kind. And we'll see you again soon. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, so the last thing I'll mention about jaw pain that is significant, that we don't really get to in this video. We do a little bit of it up here. But again, one potential cause can be the muscles that link into the jaw or the neck get really tight. And then that's kind of radiating from here up into here. So you might, if you do suspect that's the case, you might need to do some more whole body stretching, right? To allow those to relax. Okay, something I didn't go into in this video was how is this going to help with my tinnitus or ear ringing? And actually, there are very many different theories on why you might hear that ringing sound in your ears, either a high-pitched hissing or low humming, or somewhere in the middle. In Western medicine, they just don't know. They're like, we don't know. It just happens with age. Some people get it younger than others. Naturopaths or natural medicine doctors are like, it has to do with certain frequency bands in the ears, where the cells just die. Maybe the sound, there was too loud of a sound. And I think there's validity to that too. And people are able to actually restore or reduce the intensity of the vibration through regular massage of that area, like some of the techniques we learned today. And the Chinese medicine is more based on organs. Organs, what are organs? Think of the organ. You press a note and it creates a vibration. Well, actually, in ancient Chinese culture, and this is part of my doctoral research, is the organ systems each vibrated with different frequencies. Different notes, different sounds resonate the different organs. The liver is like a hissing sound, almost like the wind whistling through the leaves. It's associated with the wood element and the quality of wind. And what does it do? It circulates energy through the body. Even in Western medicine, we have this. It's sending nutrients to the muscles. It's sending bile to circulate the intestines. It's circulating water. So anyways, the organs should be holding a vibration, and when they get weak, it rises up. So weak liver, you get the high-pitched sound. Weak kidney, you get the low-pitched sound. Maybe weak lungs, you get the medium-pitched sound. And so that holistic approach, you're looking at the organ system. Now, the good thing is by meditating, by pressing, just feel it. By doing what we're doing, calming, centering, recentering, by doing what we're doing, calming, centering, recentering, we're giving the energy time to go inwards and the organs a chance to relax and receive energy. And specifically when we're working with bones, bones have resonance with the kidneys. Bones, think of them, they're the deepest, richest source of nutrition in the body. They're crystal minerals. And then inside you have the bone marrow, which creates a lot of the hormones and the blood. And so these really are like the wellspring of nutrition for the entire body. And so when we're pressing on the bones and we're activating them, especially parts that are not kind of alive with circulation normally, they lose their resonance, right? Well, when we work with that, it's communicating to other bones in the body, and it's bringing that energy more inwards so that it can nourish the internal organs. And so you can think of that, we're working with both the natural medicine theories when we press in and the Chinese medicine theories. So we're making it an integrative exercise, right? So if you have the ear ringing, you want to spend extra long on these points around the ear, and specifically this one on the ear flap that goes right into the ear canal. There's people who've done videos on exercises for tinnitus, very specific. Deep breath in. I know, I might have lost some of that transition point. So this is a bit more holistic. But yeah, you can work with these points around the ears. Really want to press in there. Really want to feel it all the way into your canal. You feel the circulation really going. Don't talk like I'm doing it when you're doing it. Feel the circulation getting everywhere. Flowing to places that need it most. Revitalizing any areas that need to come alive. Getting rid of things that aren't needed. Going out to where it's not. Good. All right. Let me know your results in the comments. You can stick with this every day, up to 30 minutes, minimum of 10 minutes. But you can, if you can do 30 for 30 days or 10 minutes for 90 days, that would be ideal. And if you can't, just do your best. But try and, really enjoy that time. Make it part of your routine. And let it become a time of nourishment where you can come inwards, and by day 2 or by day 3 already, that'll feel like time for you. It'll be reflection on the day. You won't think as much about it, and you'll feel better afterwards. A lot of these lifestyle changes, they take work and they take effort. We may have been in the habit of almost being stuck on something outside of us. And it takes proactive effort, which is hard, to reverse that pattern and to come back to center. My role as a practitioner of integrative health is to help you develop new habits in body and mind, adjusting the posture so that that energy comes in, actively making the choice to prioritize the things that are going to allow them to be happy in their bodies and extend their life with the highest level of quality possible. Accountability, that's the big thing when you need to be proactive. Oh, it's so much more comfortable to just do the other thing, right? But in the long run and in the short term, it really pays. You probably make more money and have more wealth in your life, putting in a little bit more effort in the right place. So we'll leave it at that. Good. So good. Stick with those protocols and share your results in the comments. If you want to make an appointment for any sort of health goal or chronic issue, the link's in the comments. And either way, be well, and I look forward to working with you again soon. Good. One last mention as far as the causes of tinnitus. From an internal medicine perspective, everything that's going to nourish the bone that we discussed at the very beginning of this video series is going to nourish the internal causes of tinnitus from an Eastern perspective, which sees the ears as representing, as having a map of the entire body within it, just like the brain has a representation of every body part in it. So you can think of certain frequency bands as reflecting the state of the frequency bands in terms of sound, as reflecting the state of the internal organs, the main, anything that's going to ground you, enable you to slow down, be attentive inwards. Those things are going to help with the internal causes of ear ringing from a Chinese medical perspective. Through the diet, protein, just enough food in the first place, things that ground you, listening to the body, being in the body, really that mindful movement, right? And we'll leave it at that.